Friday, and we've got the Dominor 400 here with us, and this is the most powerful bike to roll out of Bajaj. And today we're going to go into a different consecutive handling events where we drive the bike in different areas such as this. This is the canyons where this is the Bulangiri roads of Chikmagaluru, Coffee Town, and we're going to even take this bike to the highway as its title suggests. It is a power cruiser. So let's see how it handles with its competitors as the Himalayan and the Mahindra Mojo, which is also very famous for cruising. But what we're going to mainly compete against this is the KTM Duke 390. The 390 has got a big upgrade recently, and it looks more towards the bigger brother, the 1290 Super Duke R. And it's got new features such as Bluetooth connectivity, which connects your phone to the bike, and literally you can change your music or receive calls in it. So all that is in the Duke 390, but you don't get all those features in this. But what you get is dual channel ABS, which obviously 390 has, but come on, it's almost a lakh less. So you can't argue with the fact that this is more value for money than the Duke 390. Because always what happened was, when the Duke 390 and the Duke 200 came to India, we always thought that that is the best value for money you can buy. But Bajaj again proved that as wrong by giving us the Dominor 400. Okay, let's stop over the comparisons and let's put the bike to the test.
Well, this bike was officially shown as CS400 in the 2014 Auto Expo, and when the production model came out, we were all very excited and to test this bike, and I personally was very excited to see how the bike handles and how it performs, because obviously, see, Pulsar's been our favorite bike for more than a decade. So when they come up with a bike, which takes up the mantle as the fastest Indian from the Pulsars and it's basically Bajaj going from one level to the next. So this is the first Bajaj yet. Well, this bike consists of a 373cc liquid cooled fuel injected TTSI engine, which uses the 3-sparkler technology. The bike weighs 182 kilos. The bike produces 35 PS at 8000 RPM, which is 9 PS less than the new KTM Duke 390, but it also produces 35 Nm of torque at 6500 RPM, which is equal to the torque of the Duke 390. And yes, this bike gets a slipper clutch and it works phenomenal. The brake is really good. It consists of initial bite, and the bike consists of 320mm front disc and 230mm rear disc, which is actually one of the best in the class. But when it comes to high-speed braking, it still lacks progression. The bike also gets a 43mm front telescopic fork, and the rear is with dual spring monoshock. And once the sun goes down, you can actually see the true potential of the headlights. The Bajaj has done a wonderful job with these 9 LED headlights, and the illumination levels are exceptional. You can see how bright they are, and it can take you anywhere at any point of time. I've been having this bike for quite some time, and because of riding it for such a long time, I've noticed another thing in the bike that whenever you go in 5 to 6,000 RPM and let the throttle in any gear, the throttle, even though you leave the accelerator, the bike engine doesn't cut power, and the throttle, basically the RPM remains the same. And so when you leave the throttle, the RPM stays there for a couple of seconds and then goes back one by one. So this is something, I don't know if it's a safety measure given by the company for the bike, or is it like the bike comes literally like that, or is it some ECU thing or whatever. The thing is, you should, if you're buying this bike, you should know that something like that happens, because that is something not very common with every bike, and is something very different, and you should get used to before you get on the bike and ride it.
Okay, so we've been riding this bike for quite some time now, and we are very impressed with the bike, because this bike is, when you come into cruisers and this price tag, okay, when you're looking for a bike, you want to cruise around, tour with the country, and you also use it for commuting, like on a daily basis to college, to offices and stuff like that. So this bike definitely takes the cake, because the bike is very capable. It is smooth, flexible around the corners, and we've been riding this in rain, in sunlight, and in highways and where not, even in the cities and stuff. So I'm telling you, this bike is a really good bike. Only couple of drawbacks are that vibration or buzzing sound, which comes around 4,500 to 5,000 rev range. When you pass by the train, you have a clear, audible buzz coming from the dashboard and the foot pegs. Well, not foot pegs is not too much of buzz, but the dashboard is very, it suddenly takes your attention from riding pleasure to the attention of the buzz. So that is one drawback. And another drawback is the rear pillion seat. When you're taking a pillion with you to a long distance ride, then you can pretty hard, even though you have a lot of space, the seat is wide, but it's not very soft, the rider seat is very soft, it's very comfortable. It's an amazing package on the whole. And the bike here, which we have here, is the non-ABS version. So you also have the ABS version, and the prices are down below. So I'm pretty impressed with the bike, and it's definitely a bike which I would like to have in my garage one day. So, because this is affordable and it's got pretty good fuel economy. It's around 28 in the city, and on highways it comes up to 35-ish. So it's a pretty good mileage for this segment of bikes, this category, around 400cc. And for starters, I'm going to talk a little about people who are starting biking and they're not very familiar with riding a bike. This is also a very good starter bike, because the clutch is very light, and this is not it's not difficult, it's not a hefty bike like a Royal Enfield, which you need a little time to adjust to ride, but even though that is a amazing cruiser, and it is one of the competitors for the cruising category. Signing off with cameraman Bharat, and it's freaking hot, dude. Definitely.